two of the best little sister states ever. Oh, hi. Do you want to join us? Okay. Good girl. So this is like the perfect combination. And Knitting for Olive got me. They got me with all their Instagram ads.
You know what? I'll just say this. Is the grocery store gonna get mad at me if I complain about the carts not being returned?
Wait, what?
Like if I come on the podcast and complain about something or talk about something,
Yeah.
am I supposed to talk about no people, places, or things while I'm here?
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you're having a really good day so far. If you are new here, my name is Taylor. This is Starship Enterprise, also known as Shippy or Ship, or sometimes Shippy Ship. And we come to you from Baltimore City, Maryland, and here on my YouTube channel, I feature content that's generally focused on knitting and spinning. In this week's episode, I have a ton to share with you. We have fleece talk, handspun chatter, what I'm casting on this weekend, and I say this weekend to force myself to cast it on this weekend, and I have 10 favorite things. And they are specific to a retailer that may or may not be in your country that has a lot of stuff on sale right now. And I thought it would be best to share with you my top favorite things that I use on a daily or weekly basis that I truly love and will repurchase and like are forever staples in my lifestyle. Also affordable and not at Sephora, because I'm so sick about hearing every single person on the internet's Sephora recommendations. I'm Sephora out. I'm over it. I'm breaking up with Sephora. I'm not, after I get my Sephora credit card rewards coupon and I buy that one $16 thing at a $10 discount, I'm gonna cut that card. I'm just gonna cut it. I'm gonna destroy it. I'm moving on. I'm breaking up because I won't be a Rouge next year. Girlfriend's been on a budget and I haven't spent a ridiculous amount of money at Sephora in 2024 like I have in years past. So I'm moving on, and Ulta is kind of my new vice, and we'll talk about that later. But you're here. I'm sorry my dog's out of frame because she's so cute. But you can see she's on my lap and she's such a good girl. She's such a good girl. She's really like the very best dog. We adopted her in 2013, so she is maybe 12 years old at this point. Okay. I am finished scouring my merino fleece. I have I didn't weigh it after washing, but I would guess maybe 200 grams of the lighter fiber and over 700 grams of the main fiber. So I'm going to show you a few little tufts of wool. We'll measure the staple length together and we'll move on. So here we have it. This is the majority of the fleece. It came out to be this kind of cool tone, dusty brown, not too much luster, but not too flat. A little bleaching of the tips and a nice, you know, gentle crimp. It's a very soft fiber, very fine. And I'm looking for my measuring tape here. This staple length is 4 inches and obsessed. I would say the minimum hand spinning length of fiber I would ever choose to spin is maybe like 3.5, but 4 is like ideal. Anything more than that is more and always preferred, but to have a minimum 4-inch staple on a merino fleece I think is really nice. And then I'll show you the lighter fiber. The staple length on this fiber is even longer. It was significantly different enough that I separated out 2 batches of 170 grams. So after washing, maybe like 250 grams, I'm not sure. But you can see that it's like this very cool tone gray, and then it kind of warms up where the tips are bleached. And if I if I measure the staple, it's closer to 4.5, like unstretched, maybe even 5. So very nice. I might even spin, well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm spinning for, so it's hard to say what I'm gonna spin next, especially because my actual next spinning project is the Jacob Lamb's fleece I bought at, I think Maryland, could have been Rhinebeck last year, I don't remember anymore. But I mentioned this last episode, I am knitting these 2 skeins, and I have not yet spun the contrast color from a fleece for Andrea Mowry's Hey Saylor. I think that this is more than enough yardage. I'll finally not be playing a game of yarn chicken, let's say that. I haven't really seen and touched and spent time with the yarn she used to knit that garment, which is a merino cotton blend. But I think that this is a really good yarn substitution, especially given the fact that I will be knitting with some of my handspun in my stash, and this will be my most recent handspun yarn. So that'll be nice to kind of see my progress as I continue to knit through some of my handspun sweater stashes. So I'm going to cast that on as soon as I have the contrast spun. There's that. I'm also planning to knit with another, this might be closer to a sweater quantity, it better be, but I will be knitting a Ranunculus with this fin cross. I forget, I think it was a Cormo fin cross or something. I forget, I have too many fleeces now at this point. Of about, I think 300 grams, which I think should be enough. I should double check the pattern before I cast on. But my plan is to cast on, I think maybe the second size, but then I will potentially add decreases to the side body to taper it in a little bit so that it doesn't fit way too boxy at the bottom hem. And then I would like to, depending on how much yardage I have full sleeves. We'll see. I don't know. It's all up in the air, but that's what I'm going to be knitting this handspun into that. And I'll have to alternate skeins through the body. I might just do one skein at the yoke and then alternate through the rest. I don't know. We'll see. It's harder to alternate skeins when you have a lace pattern going on, I think. I don't know. Haven't done it before, but I'll show you a little bit of this handspun. It is not a perfect spin. It has, you can see, a little thick and thin, a little bit of a uneven ply. And I was trying to spin heavier than I've ever spun, but also consistent. Just a little bit of a learning lesson, like how to draft thicker. I think what I'm going to do in my next spinning projects is just try to spin fine and then do a 3-ply if I want a thicker yarn, and it'll be even more consistent. The color will be more consistent. And in fact, that's what I intend to do with my merino fleece. I know I have like 700 grams, and the thought of spinning that much wool into a 3-ply is daunting, but I'd rather invest a little extra time into a yarn, well, into a sweater quantity of yarn that is as consistent as possible across the board in texture and color and tension, all of that. So I think that is the plan. I did also, because I love this color so much, this is like my soul color. Knitting for Olive got me. They got me with all their Instagram ads, and like a week before Rhinebeck, I kept seeing their sale on this color yarn. Oh my god, it's like the same exact color. I decided I would pick up a sweater quantity of this while it's on sale. I did not buy their silk mohair to coordinate with it, even though I maybe should have, just because it wasn't also on sale. I did get free shipping on my order, so these 5 skeins came out to only $30, which felt like a robbery. And I'm glad to have it. It is super fine though. One thing I didn't know about this yarn before I got it home is that, I forget the name of this construction, but it's 6 strands of single plies, and they're not plied together into one direction. They are 3 2-plies twisted together. So it's a very, I don't know how you would describe it. It's like a very textured, but also consistent and very fine. Lots of structure. And I think it'll hold up well. Obviously I have cat hair all over everything in my life. But this is the ochre color, if I didn't already say that. And I would say ochre is my favorite color of all time. And I love it. It's very nice. And I don't know when I'm gonna knit this. In fact, I think that this is gonna be, if I'm honest with myself, a 2026 project. But it'd be nice if I knit it in 2025. I don't know, we'll see. I just threw it in this project bag here because I wanted to show it to you and I wanted to keep it clean. Didn't want to toss it all around, but this is actually the project bag holding what will be the body of my Chained Oblivion, which I'm telling myself I will cast on and start the body of my Chained Oblivion first. I already have the sleeves done. I need to stop sabotaging this project for myself. You know how it's just the feeling of like, oh, I have to start a thing. There's something about knitting where it's like starting is really hard, and then you just really want to have something you pick up and work on. You know, you don't have to think too much about. And I have to think about casting on and doing the right cast on, yada yada. Which brings me to the home front. I have decided I'm going to rip this out and restart it at another time. I'm a little disappointed in myself because now was the time I would be knitting this, but I just, you know, it's something about the stitch definition of this worsted spun yarn. I think I just chose the wrong cast on. I think I did a German twisted cast on, which is my favorite cast on, but for when it is like very visible, like on a woolen spun, or, you know, it's just, it doesn't look as polished, as finished. It looks kind of undone. And so I want to redo the cast on for this project with the tubular cast on. I think that would be preferred. And I think it would look way more like, you know, like I've said, polished, finished, whatever. So that is my plan. And also I need to like check my gauge because this looks like a headband and I'm expecting it to fit over my body. Granted, I think that there's negative ease in this design, and this is the ribbing, so it's going to stretch significantly once it's like washed and blocked. But I think it'll be good for me to take this off the needles, bring it over my shoulders, see how it feels on my waist, and like take it from there, because I just don't know. I have doubts about this. And if there's any doubt about something I'm knitting on like a size 2, I think I should sort that out first and then start over again. I'd much rather rework an inch of progress than hate something at the very end because of the first step I took in the process of making it. I think that's going to be a really good February into March project because it's going to get me excited for spring, and it's going to be a really nice muted sort of spring piece to wear in the office. So we have a lot going on all at once. And then on top of that, Andrea and Mowry had a sale and I bought a sock pattern. Why? Why did you buy a sock pattern, Taylor? Because you've never really knit many socks before. I can't tell you except that I knew I had this yarn in my stash and I thought these would make a great tessellated sock. So I bought the tessellated sock pattern, and one day it just might happen. Okay? So what I said. Speaking of Andrea Mowry socks, I have knit 3 pairs of these Wanderers socks. This is the pair I made Bryan. He has worn so many holes into these. I said, I'm not fixing those. I will not fix these. I don't have the yarn to make any mending that would, match anyway. And, these are over. They look a mess and they're going in the trash, okay? I'm actually gonna probably put them in a feral cat house just for a little cozy comfort this winter. I did modify this pattern, I think, just enough to make the foot a little longer. I think it's been so long since I've knit this pattern. Oh, and I can see I've already mended one portion of this. So these have been through a lot. He's had these for quite a while, and this is the perfect colorway for him, honestly, but I made the leg of the pattern a little shorter. I did 3 repeats of the V's before the heel, and then I did almost 3 for the foot. I can't recall exactly what the pattern asks for, but basically I knit the leg as long as the foot, and I think it came out quite well. They seem to fit him well enough, and I'm gonna knit him another pair. I don't have yarn. Ooh, I just had an idea. I don't know though. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I had planned, and then I'm gonna pull out what I just thought of. So I pulled from my stash these 2 colors, and these are not Bryan's colors. Bryan's colors are black and gray. Brown and cream are not Bryan's shades, and he was so happy to just have another pair that he will take any color. But these were the 2 skeins I picked out. You can tell they're not quite the same. This is 100 grams and this is 80. So I think what I might do instead is I might knit a pair for myself this winter and do the V's in the light shade and then the contrast be the dark shade. And then I'll knit the foot a little shorter, but I'll also keep I might knit a shorter leg also. I'll do the math and figure it out, but I have an idea for Bryan, and I was reluctant to do this because these are a long wool. These are sturdy, long staple, thicker fibers, nice and rustic. So I think these will be a great muckluck, especially if I knit them in a tighter gauge, like I might do for myself, because my mucklucks constantly slipped off my feet. I'm gonna knit mine tighter than I did in the past. I actually don't know if I ever met gauge before. I think I just cast on with the needle suggested and did my thing. But I think this time I might just automatically go down a needle, start the process and see if it fits, and then take it from there. But I have an idea about what to do for Bryan. Okay, I can't believe I didn't think of this before, and I might have, but then I might have backtracked because I might have been stingy about yardage. I don't know, but this is a way better plan. I have had these extra skeins in my stash ever since I knit them into sweaters. This is Harrisville Designs Nightshades yarn. It is a Cormo yarn, which is a longer staple, but still a fine yarn. And this does have 3 plies, So it's not as if it's only a 2-ply and it's gonna wear through quickly. I was worried that it just being a finer fiber, it would not hold up to being underfoot. That is a possibility, but I think it's a risk I'm willing to take because otherwise this is just sitting in my stash. I remember thinking like it would be a great hat or a contrast color in a yoke or something, but I'm not going to be knitting any more heavyweight yoke sweaters until I move someplace cooler because it's just very hot here in Maryland. It's November and I don't think we've had one cold day in like all of October. So I'm going to use these two skeins. This is from Green Mountain Spinnery. These are my 2 favorite mills. One in Vermont, one in New Hampshire. 2 of the best little sister states ever. Oh, hi. Do you want to join us? Okay. Good girl. So this is like the perfect combination. And I have enough that I could make the leg of the slipper even longer if I wanted to. So that's great news. I think he's going to be very pleased and I will have to, it's November. So if I want to make these for him as a gift, then I should start on these as soon as possible because who am I kidding? I got a lot going on and I might just cast these on today before anything and like actually get this started. Did I tell you about my 10 favorite things? I have 10 favorite things that are staples, affordable. You can buy them on sale right now, most of them, not all of them, but at least some of them will probably be on sale in the coming month as we get to the holiday season. And I thought I would tell you a little bit about them while you might be thinking about shopping, okay? Because I'm just so in love with these things that I thought like I should stop gatekeeping. So I've limited it to 10. I was gonna do 5 and then I found 6 and then after 6 I thought I just need 4 more and I found 10 and I said to stop right there. So the first is a face wash. Ooh, she has been falling a lot lately. This is my favorite face wash and they sell it in a refill, which is I think new. It is from La Roche-Posay. It's the TAYLOREOWEN Purifying Foaming Cleanser. The refill is $14.99 in the US. The regular pump bottle is $19.99. Not the cheapest, but definitely an affordable face wash compared to more high-end products. It really does a good job removing makeup. I used to oil cleanse and I do no longer. I'm not sure that the oil cleanser I had been using was like working for me. It actually sucked. It's the Anua brand if you're familiar with K-Beauty. I don't like the Anua oil cleanser. I don't like any oil cleanser with those first 3 ingredients. And I bought it because it was recommended and then I hated it. So I no longer use it. In fact, I'm gonna throw it away, which is sad. I hate to waste products, but it's just something I don't enjoy using and I don't feel like the result is even better than not using it. That face wash does a really good job removing all of my makeup. So I don't feel like I need to do a double cleanse anymore. As long as I take my time. If you have a full face of makeup and you think in like 10 seconds you can just wash it off, no, it takes like 30 seconds of like really massaging it in, but it rinses away so clean. It doesn't make my skin feel really stripped and dry, but it really does a great job at removing everything. So it's not the most hydrating cleanser. It is for oily skin. So it like cuts through a lot. I really like it. I have combination skin, so my T-zone, it gets very oily and I highly recommend it. If you haven't tried it and you're looking for a cleanser, you might consider it. The second is another holy grail. I think these 2 products are 2 products I won't ever not have. This is Avène's Sickle Fate Restorative Protective Cream. This is the big tube. I first bought the little tube, ran out, and then bought the big tube. And right now, this time of year, you can get it on sale. I think their website might have a 20% or 25% discount going. It's very thick, okay? It is a heavyweight moisturizer. It is more of a PM moisturizer because you can see it leaves a little bit of a white cast until you really like blend it into the skin. You can wear this in the daytime. If you have very dry skin, especially in the winter, you can definitely wear this under sunscreen if you wear sunscreen in the winter. I know depending on where you are, you might not need to, but obsessed. It's so emollient, and this works really, really well before tretinoin. If you're using tretinoin and you're like acclimating your skin to it and you're getting dry and flaky and sometimes like irritated, put a thick emollient moisturizer on before your tretinoin and it'll just be that much more gentle on the skin. I would be mindful not to put it on top of the tretinoin, because if you're locking it in, it might be like too much for your skin to absorb. So whenever I want to be extra gentle with my skin, I always use this moisturizer. It is one of the best. I think one of the top ingredients is mineral oil. I know some people hate mineral oil and they avoid it. There was a phase in my life where I didn't ever want to use mineral oil just because it is a byproduct of the petroleum industry and I wanted to protest petroleum. But at this point, like, we are in the latest, probably not the latest, but we have entered late stage capitalism, right? So let's just use what's available. I don't know. That's my thought on it. This is the last of the skincare stuff, but I can't live without these Peace Out this brand of pimple patches. They are quite large, and the plain old acne ones, they do have retinol and I think salicylic acid, so they have active ingredients in them. I will wash my face, apply my skincare, toner, serum, moisturizer, tretinoin, and then I apply to a blemish before bed. And these are the only brand that will stick over top of a moisturizer in all of your skincare, which I love. They're also large enough that you can cut them in half. If you have a smaller blemish, you can just use half of a spot treatment. And I buy these once a year on sale. I'll buy like the 40 pack and I will stash them away and use them one by one or even half at a time. And I love these. I buy them even when I have them because, again, once a year I buy more. So highly, highly recommend these while you can get them at a discount. They're not cheap. They're really not. I wish they were, but they're not, and they're worth every penny. And if you can buy them at a discount, do that. I've never regretted buying those as expensive as they are. Thank you. All right, we're getting into cosmetics, and I'll keep it short and sweet. The Hourglass concealer, it's my favorite concealer. It's one of few concealers that does not make my skin feel like it's burning underneath it. I love the Huda Beauty concealer. The color Coconut Flakes is the perfect match to my complexion. Obsessed. So full coverage, so pretty. It makes my face sting under the eyes and in my like central face area. I still use it. I just don't use it near my eyes. I apply the smallest amount at the corners, the inner and outer corners, and then blend it. It spreads, it covers. You just have to use very little. And because you use so little, one tube lasts so long. I bought this a year ago and it's still going strong. Like I try not to hold on to cream or liquid products longer than a year. And I don't have to buy another concealer this year because I still have the one I bought last year on sale. So very much love this. I use the color Cream under my eyes, but it is very brightening. Maybe too brightening sometimes. In the peak summer, it's probably too light. So it's great for winter. It's too light for the rest of my face. If I could find an hourglass shade that matches my complexion, I would invest in that one and that shade as well. I just don't know which one that is. And another great thing about that particular concealer is they do sell minis. So I think the full size is like $36, which is not cheap. I would only buy that at a discount. But the minis are $18. And if you can get, you know, a smaller volume, a mini will last a year. A mini will last over a year. There's so many newer concealers on the market. I haven't tried a lot of them. I've tried the Natasha Denona. It's fine. I didn't really like it, honestly, because it transferred a lot. So I'll just say the Hourglass concealer is my favorite, hands down. I can't live without this. This is the e.l.f. color corrector in the shade blue. It will transform any complexion product that does not match your green, desaturated skin tone. Anything that shows up to peach, this is all you need. Pump it on the back of your hand, pull a little swatch of this, mix them together, blend, blend, blend. Even though a lot of the time I'm applying makeup to my skin and the makeup looks a little bit green, by the time it's all blended out, it just neutralizes any redness in my face. So if you have any redness at all and any of your complexion products pull too warm on you, like too peach, I have had to shade match using this with almost every product I've ever tried. It's $4. You can't beat the price, and it'll last forever. I mean, you use so little of this that it lasts quite a while. I'll be quick with the rest because I realize not everyone wears a lot of makeup, but these are two things that I can't really live without. One is an affordable and well-performing eyeliner. I have tried many eyeliners. I have not tried Victoria Beckham or Lisa Eldridge, which are the two I would purchase if I had no eyeliner, but I have so many eyeliners that I won't be purchasing them anytime soon, but those are the two I would try. I've not yet tried them. I did receive a Tom Ford eyeliner to review, and this performs as well or even better. The Tom Ford is really nice. Would I buy it? No. I would not pay that much money for an eyeliner, let alone one that performs as well as Maybelline's Tattoo Studio. Maybelline's Tattoo Studio. This is like a black brown shade. It just applies easily. It doesn't glide on too softly. It is a little bit of a dry formula, so you can kind of build it up and blend it out and then rebuild it up if you have to. It does not blur into oblivion like every other affordable eyeliner does. Every other affordable eyeliner I have tried, you apply it, you blend it out, and it disappears. This doesn't do that. I can't really apply eyeliner without one of these brushes, and this is a really high quality little brush tip. Highly recommend. One of the best. This is honestly one of the best brushes like these on the market by NYX. I have It Cosmetics. This is better than that one. I have a Sephora brand one. I think this is still better than that one. I have a Grande Lash one that I got with another product in a combo pack, and I still like this one more. So the NYX is great. I have a Morphe one too. I think the NYX is way better. So love these. You know, I just stick on my eyeliner and then I use this to create the little flick of my wing and blend out the edges. So obsessed. I can't live without this. In fact, it's like a staple. It's like the one tool I use every day. And then I thought I would give an alternative eyeliner recommendation if you're looking for a warm brown. A lot of brown eyeliners are like black brown. This is a warm kind of brownie, like the dessert, like brownie brown. And it's from Persona Cosmetics. And Persona Cosmetics also has, it's what I'm wearing today. They have lip liners. I got this for free when I purchased a couple products on their website, so I didn't pick this shade out and I never would have, but I'm so glad they sent it to me in my order. I can't tell you the shade. Oh, the shade is 90210. It is a warm red, but it's more of a brown than a red. It is the perfect marriage between brown and red that makes it the very best lip liner for a red lip. And I don't know if you've ever tried wearing a brown lip liner with a red lip before, but I think it changes the game. I love this. I love it so much. It's very nice. And then, oh, I think is that 10? Have I gotten to 10 yet? If you have fragile, brittle nails that crack and peel, you can thank me later, because this is Cure Get Well Nail Recovery from London Town. This isn't cheap, okay? You can find it at Ulta at 30% off once or twice a year. You can probably get it on sale from their website too, but don't spend too much money on nail products because you're never going to get through all of them, okay? So use what you have, but if you need something to fix your nail beds, you can fix your nails with this base coat. Again, it's called Get Well Nail Recovery. This is everything. You're supposed to do a coat a day for a week and then remove it and then do that again for like 2 or 3 weeks. I think that's just to give your nails time to like grow out, because anywhere that they have peeled, you kind of really have to try to rehabilitate the like nail plate. I don't think I made it through the whole like 3-week period. I just love to wear nail color so much, but I do use it as a base coat, and my nails really don't ever chip. The only time my nails chip is when I'm really super hard on them. I just finished recording and realized I forgot to mention my favorite deodorant. This is my favorite deodorant. I love the smell of their other fragrances, but the formulation of those is too drying. It just makes my armpits itch like crazy. And this is the only one for me. This is the one I love. This is what I add to cart when I need free shipping as a backup. This is the one I buy again and again, and I love it so much. The very last thing, and it's not a recommendation because you can't just go out and buy it, but this has been so nice lately. I, years ago, bought a candle from Bed Bath & Beyond. Editing Taylor here. I meant to say Bath & Body Works, and I said Bed Bath & Beyond twice. And one thing about Bed Bath & Beyond candles is that their like graphics are always like a shrink wrapped piece of plastic that's very easy to remove. And you can remove all of the sticker or whatever, give it a wash, and you have a really nice glass container. And depending on how many candles you buy from them, you could have several matching very nice glass containers, and they are so useful. I have this on my little table here when I use my makeup brush and I need it, I'm not going to use it again, I need to clean it. I will put all of my dirty brushes in here, and then when it's time to wash my brushes, I throw them in a basket. I put a few pumps of dish detergent, just a couple, and about a splash of water, not a lot of water, and then I take my brushes and I swirl them in here, let them sit for just a minute, not fully submerged, just like the tips of them, like maybe the bottom ½ inch of water. High concentration of soap to water. Let my brushes sit one at a time. I pull them out, I rinse them off, I get them clean. I don't remember how I washed my brushes before I started using this container, but it's just a perfect like accessory to my lifestyle. And I thought, you know, in the nature of production versus consumption, I thought a nice reusable moment would be worth mentioning. I try to focus as much as I can, and I feel like I'm failing at it lately, but I try to focus on making things more than buying things. And I think in this economy, in this modern world, especially here on YouTube, like everything I watch online, but for the knitting channels, are like, buy, or I bought this, or don't buy that. And it's just a lot. I've been enjoying quite a few hours of Shayna. I forget her last name. She has a YouTube channel here. I will link to a video below of hers, where she talks about using what you have. You don't need this or that. This or that is not a must-have. She is the only person on YouTube that I know of right now that's a hyperbolic statement. I just mean in my life. She's the only person talking to me daily about how you don't have to buy stuff. And I know that that is a contradictory statement after I'm telling you all of the things that I highly recommend if you're looking for them. But these are tried and true products that I love and I use daily or weekly, and I highly recommend things that make my life easier, better, and that I purchase this time of year while they're at a discount, because I am a girl on a budget, even though I'm not even. Can I tell you how psycho I am? I'm going to show you how psycho I am. I'm going to take my cat off my lap to show you for a moment how psycho I am. I bought this backpack. This week, even though I already own this backpack. I own this backpack in like a charcoal gray color. I use it every day. It fits my lunch perfectly, and I love it so much. I love a backpack moment. I love a bag that I can wear symmetrically and that facilitates better posture. Did I need this backpack? I absolutely did not need this backpack. I did buy it on Poshmark at a discount. I think I paid $82 with shipping and tax. This is the now discontinued acorn color, which I thought I needed. I thought that I needed acorn because ochre would have been too bright, but not immediately, I kind of just looked at this bag and thought, that's so nice. I love it so much. It's like such my color. And then I put it over my shoulder today while wearing my favorite color, which is a much more green gold. And I hate the look of these colors together. I hate it so much. It just does not work. It does not vibe. It's not passing the vibe check. And this is when you know I'm psycho, because I bought a second Can backpack that I didn't need. I bought it in the foliage green color because that's the backpack that I will wear with my matching green jacket, and it'll match all of my outfits and it'll look really good. This backpack is gonna get a ton of use. Like, don't kid yourself. I have my crochet project in here right now. It's like the perfect size for a large sweater project, or like if you're working on a blanket or something really big that you need to carry like large pieces around. I'm thinking about buying the actual ochre color because I'm psycho and crazy, and it's on sale on Poshmark right now for like 50 bucks. And I know I shouldn't, but I just want it. I just want it so bad. I don't know what is wrong with me. I'm going insane. I am going insane obsessing over having 4 identical backpacks in different colors. This is like when you know you've reached Doug Funny level. Editing Taylor here. I am not buying a 4th backpack. I've convinced myself I don't need the bright yellow ochre backpack. I did get the foliage green one on Amazon. It was the last one on their Amazon store, and it was only $67, which is more than I needed to spend on anything right now, especially a backpack I already own. But I don't really regret it. I'm gonna love it, and I love the acorn one that I have. And I'm it's okay that I'm a collector, right? We all collect things sometimes. So that's that on that. And if I offended anyone by saying that I'm psycho or crazy, I apologize. I shouldn't use language in that way. I shouldn't weaponize real diagnoses. I'm just being silly. Okay, so please accept my apology if I offended you. I'm not trying to. I don't know. My friend called me a psycho, and that word has been stuck in my head ever since then because I thought, what do you mean I'm a psycho? Anyway. Okay, bye. That is it for this week's episode of the Thread to Mend podcast. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far into this week's video, let me know below with the backpack emoji. And if you want to find me on social media, my name is Taylor E. Owen on Ravelry and Instagram. You can find me over on TikTok as Taylor Knits. I want to, again, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and that you take care.